Hello and welcome to Faye's Journey in Ghana. This is week 4. I'm tired because I've been up since 5:30. There's a band practicing here during the day and they started at 5:30 this morning, and I'm trying not to swear because people here are very religious, but in my room at 5:30 this morning the air was a bit blue, but I thought just get up and go to work, you'll be fine. So I got up, and so I was in work at 7. I usually start at 8, and I'm at the mental health unit, and nobody else comes in till 7:30. That's the official shift time, and summer start at 8 and 9, and I go in at 8. And I was in at 7, and a patient appeared. Now I can't speak. I can say a few words. She couldn't speak English, but I'd seen her before, so I knew she was in for a review. And Michael, the senior charge nurse, came in at 7:30, and before he arrived, I said to her, "Michael will be here soon. Just wait." So she came because she's on anticonvulsants and she wanted a repeat prescription and she wanted it sorted before Christmas, and that's why she was in early, because she'd woken up and thought, I need to fix this. But during the discussion with Michael, I thought there's some problem here, and she didn't have enough money. She only had 30 CDs and the medication was 36. So Michael paid the 6 CDs, which is only about 70 pence. But obviously if he does that for all the patients. But yeah, it meant she got her medication, which it was kind of him. And then after that I was working with Sister Irene, who's a nun but also a doctor, and she was doing a hypertension and diabetic clinic. And they have the same problems as they do in the UK with compliance with medication and taking advice regarding lifestyle, diet, weight. So we were there for the morning. And I also saw the lady that had her caesarean section last week came in just for a review. So she came in to see Sister Irene, and it was lovely to see her baby, who's born at 2 kilos and is now 3 kilos. So she's doing well, and the mum's doing well. So that was nice. And then Sister Irene was told she had to go and do a section for an emergency maternity ward lady, so we dashed off to theatre, and a little, I don't even know if it was a boy or a girl to be honest, was born by section, and the baby was 3 kilos, and it was a breech presentation. And I'm not a midwife, but when the baby came out, legs first and head last, and the baby wasn't breathing when it came out, whereas last week, that's the 2 sections I've seen, so that's my only comparator. They had to use suction, and the APGAR score, the midwife told me, was 6 at birth and 8, I think that's 10 minutes later. So 8, yeah, it's marked out of 10, so you want as close to 10 as you can get. But by the time the mum was finished in theatre and back in the ward, the baby was fine, was breathing and was looking well. So that was a really nice event. And by that time it was lunchtime, and I thought I'm going to knock off early and go into Agona because I need some shopping and I need my phone sorted. I've got 2 SIMs and I always seem to be topping one or the other one up. So I got a taxi in, and a taxi is 6 CD, which is, as I said earlier, about 70 pence. And I shared with other people. My hair's a riot because the taxi, the windows were all down and the handle was missing. So I couldn't close my window. And it was really hot in Agona, and there's people peeping. There's loads of people walking past and pushing past you. There's music blaring from the shops and the stalls. It's hot because lots of people prepare hot food. So every time you walk past a stall with street food, it's warm. And I had to stand and try and sort out my phone, which seemed to take ages, and I could feel my back and the back of my legs getting damp. And the guy in the stall that's dealing with phones has got like 9 customers on the go. So he's got all these phones in front of him, downloading things, uploading things. And my phone has now got credit, so that's good. And then I went to get a taxi back, and it was just so busy, and I'm looking for a taxi, and a guy said to me, "You want a taxi?" I said, yes, where are you going? I said, the hospital. He said, fine. And once I get in, he said, that'll be 30 CDs. And I said, I'm not paying 30 CDs. And he said, okay, 20. And I said, well, I want taken right up to the hospital, not dropped at the gates. And he said, okay. And when I was in the taxi, I thought, how much is 30? And I thought, I've just haggled to get the price down by 70 pence, so a third off the price. So instead of paying £2, I paid less than that. And I'm not very proud of myself for that. But I think, that just seems to be, I've learned here not to pay the full price that they quote you initially. And I'm tired, but it's been a good day.